Allahumma salli wa sallim ala Sayyidina wa Maulana Muhammadin wa ala ali Sayyidina wa Maulana Muhammad. أفضل صلواتك بأذن معلوماتك وبارك وسلم وصل عليه. Ayah number 258. Alam tara ila allazi, have you not looked at that one Haja Ibrahim who disputed with Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam fi Rabbi about his Lord? So that was the king of the time, Numruz ibn Salah. Majority of the people, they were worshipping sun or other heavenly bodies. And the king was representing the sun. So he was considered as Rabb and Lord as well. When Ibrahim was giving call towards the real Lord, the king summoned him. So he started talking to him about that Lord. That's what Allah is referring to. Alam tara ila allazi, have you not looked at that one Haja Ibrahim who disputed Ibrahim alayhi salam fi Rabbi about his Lord? And as you know, that regarding such like things, the haves, they are disputing. The have-nots, they do not. Yes? Got it? Have-nots? Yes, they will get slapped. Yes. The haves, they are thinking of themselves very high. And he was the king. So that's why Allah is mentioning the reason why he was doing that. What was the cause? What was pushing him? Why he was that much arrogant? So Allah said, Al-Ata'ullahul mulka, because Allah had given him the kingship. Allah had given him the kingship. Those who have the power or the wealth, they are challenging the facts and the realities. That is shortcomings of humans. Yes? Because the moment they got into authority or they get wealth, so they are thinking of themselves, if not God, but very close to God. Is it true, Professor? And in this regard, ya subhanallah, Sayyidina Ali Raziyallahu Ta'ala an, he said very beautifully that power and wealth do not change a man, rather it discloses him. Rather it discloses him that this is the reality. Yes? Yes. But he was grasped by poverty, so that's why his reality was not seen. Alam tara ila allazi Haja Ibrahim. And today I was reading that a case came to Sayyidina Ali Radiyallahu anhu. Two women in dark night delivered babies. One delivered a boy, the other one a girl. Now, as human history is, that every time people are looking for boys. Yes? Yeah. So both of them were claiming that boy is mine. Dispute came to Sayyidina Ali Radiyallahu Ta'ala anhu. Yes. He said, no problem. Allah said in Holy Quran, this Zakari mislu Hazlil Unsayin, regarding the inheritance, male will take double of the portion of a female. Yes. So he said that bring me a scale. Yes. And both women, they should have 1 cup of their milk, the same like cup. Yes. So he put it in the scale. Yes. The one which went down, he said, boy is yours. Boy is yours. And now the science says that when boy is born, so the milk has lot of protein and lot of minerals and lot of vitamins. Because he has to take care of lot of things which need power. Which need power. Ya subhanallah. Faiz, what do you think about Sayyidina Ali? Huh? Huh? When you have taqwa, Allah guides you. He inspires you with His own knowledge. God-given knowledge is a blessing. That's a gift. And science, now it has proven it. Yes, that's why in case of boy, yes, the milk is heavy because the percentage of protein and vitamin and minerals, that is much more higher than that of a girl. But why it is so? Is this injustice? No. This is the justice. Because woman, for the smooth running of this world, she is in need of leniency. And man, for the work of this world, he needs power. Got it or not it? Alam tara ilallazi, have you not looked ilallazi at that one? Hajja Ibrahim fi Rabbi, who disputed with Ibrahim about his Lord. An ata'u Allahul mulka, because Allah had given him the kingdom. An ata'u Allahul mulka, because Allah had given him the kingdom. And then I was reading there in the same article phase. Yes, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in a hadith said, because when I'm reading, so I'm applying that to a hadith or to an ayat, that what could be the connection. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that yunzahu min bawl al-ghulam wa yughsal min bawl al-jariyah. A woman who had boy or girl. And as you know that mostly at that time diaper and pampers were not that much. Yes. So mostly they were doing pee on mother, yes, mother dress, and they were to pray prayer. So they asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that from the pee of infant boy, yes, what? A light wash, that is enough. But for the infant girl, a deep wash, that is needed. Yes. Got it? Yes. Why? Well, because the density of woman PP is much more than the density of the male PP. And why it is so? Because as you know, the farm need manure a lot. What? The farm need what? Manure to fertilize. Manure a lot. But the seed needs filter a lot to have the good seed, so you may not. Got it? So when a male person, he is doing pee, it comes out of that filter. You know what I'm saying? So that is getting filtered. That is a very light. Yeah, and that's why. Mostly the kidney stone happen to the male, not to the female. Very rarely. Is it so, Professor? Yes. So if you will apply ayat and hadith like this, yes, every single word will be sufficient to prove that this is the way came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam from where? From Allah. Rizwan, you enjoyed it or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It strengthened your iman?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Alam tara ila alladhi, have you not seen or looked at that one? Hajja Ibrahim, who disputed Ibrahim alayhi salam fi Rabbi regarding his Lord. An ata'ullahu al-mulka, as Allah had given him the kingship, and that was the power who pushed him to be such an arrogant person. إِذْ قَالَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ. Now look, this is human nature. Poor people who are working as labor. Yes, when a alim, he is speaking, yes, or he speaks about issues, they listen to, without if and buts. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But somebody who has done bachelor, he will be putting and posing questions. But why it is so? You know what I'm saying? Because he thinks that he has a little bit authority. This is azab. And if he is making a little bit money, yes, 100,000 per year, yes, then he is thinking of himself something else. That I do know much more than Jibreel even though he is stupid. Is it so?
Yes.
Alam tara ila alladhi hajja Ibrahim fi Rabbi an ata'u Allahu al-mulka, because Allah had given him the kingship. Is qala Ibrahim, when Ibrahim said to him, Rabbi alladhi, my Lord is that one, yuhyi wa yumitu, my Lord is that one, yuhyi wa, who gives life and causes death. Qala, the king said, Ana uhyi, I give life, wa umit, and I cause death. So he asked for two people waiting for their turn of lethal injection or whatever, yeah, the capital punishment. So he ordered release of one and he hung the other one. He said, I do that. So our Shaykh Rahmatullah said that Ibrahim came to know that the guy is a perfect donkey, but he does not have tail. He's a perfect donkey because he cannot differentiate between killing someone and causing death to someone. Yes, in causing death, you are not using any alat or utensils. Got it? Got it or not? This is the difference. Yes, and giving life, yes, a dead one you are giving life. Letting someone to be alive, that's a different thing. So Ibrahim came to know that he's a gada. Yeah, harast.
Gada.
Harast, walidum nest. Walidum nadarat. Khari vedum. That he is khari? Vedum. إِذْ قَالَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ رَبِّيَ الَّذِي يُحْيِي وَيُمِيتُ. Because if somebody is a king or he is a president or he is a prime minister or whatsoever he can be, yeah, it doesn't mean that he is a smart guy. It happens to stupid, mostly. Mostly it happens to stupid. Yes. The stupid, crazy people and sane people. Got it? Liked it. That madrasas, what? Madrasas are giving, because the degree from madrasa is called sanad. What? Sanad. Sanad. Sanad means authority. Sanad means authority. So madrasa gives sanad. University gives degree. And aql, only Allah gives. Is it true? Yes. Yes. So you will see a lot of PhD that you will say, subhanallah. Is he human even? And you will see a lot of mullahs even, that he is human. So anyhow, إِذْ قَالَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ, when Ibrahim said, Rabbi allazi, my Lord is that one, yuhyi wa yumitu, who gives life and causes death. Qala, he said, Ana uhyi wa umit, I do give life and cause death. Now, this was a waste of time with such like guy. to teach him that what is giving life and what is leaving someone alive. Or what's the difference between killing and causing death? Yes, that's number one. And number two, Ibrahim was aware of that regarding your basic issue, you have to bring forth another proof, another argument. Yes, not to get involved in the first arguments where he said something. Otherwise, you left your specific subject and you jumped into another one. Got it?
Yes.
So, Qala Ibrahim said, فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ then Allah yati bishamsi. He causes the sun to rise min al-mashriqi from the east. فَاتِبِيَا مِنَ الْمَغْرِبِ so then cause it to rise from the west. Yes. So now this was much more clear in evidence where Namrud was unable to say anything. Got it? And that is the rules of debate, that you should start giving argument from the lowest one and go up like this. Yes. So you will go to the highest one. In the end, let him, yes, reject this one, that one, that one, that one. The last one, he will be have no rejection. You know what I'm saying? قَالَ فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ that Allah يَأْتِي بِالشَّمْسِ مِنَ الْمَشْرِقِ he causes the sun to rise from the east. فَأْتِ بِهَا مِنَ الْمَغْرِبِ then you cause it to rise from the west. فَبُهِتَ الَّذِي كَفَرَ فَبُهِتَ الَّذِي كَفَرَ so the one who disbelieved mean the kafir. فَبُهِتَ الَّذِي كَفَرَ he got zipped mouth. فَبُهِتَ. Yeah. Zipped mouth doesn't mean that, because that's another thing. Yes, when you don't have any answer to, so zipped mouth means that you leave it open, but you cannot speak. Speechless. فَبُهِتَ الَّذِي كَفَرَ so the one who disbelieved, he became speechless or got defeated. Now, as you know, that whosoever will become arrogant, number one, or number two, his conscience is dead. So he does not have any haya to say anything. Yes or not? These are two things. Arrogant guy, he can say anything. Number two, conscience is dead. So he can say anything because they don't have haya. Certain things we keep quiet because of what? Because of haya. Haya does not have any specific word in Arabic. In English, they say decency, bashfulness, modesty. That you can club together all these words, so it will go a little bit close to haya. And as I told you, that there are two things. One is called haya, the other one is called ghera. Yes, haya and ghera both. These are the ornaments of humans. For ghera, sometimes they say integrity, sometimes they say strength, sometimes they say self-respect. You will club together all these words, so a little bit you will go towards ghera, but still it cannot qualify it. Got it?
Yes. Yes.
If somebody has a ghera, he takes a stand. He takes a stand. If somebody does not have ghera, he cannot take a stand. Never expect from him that he will take a stand. Yes.
Yes.
He will never make himself clear that where I stand. And Sayyidina Umar said, for a man has to decide people are either good or bad where he stands. What a beautiful word of Sayyidina Umar. Hassan?
Yes.
Beautiful word? Yes. What he said? That people are either good or bad. For a man, he has to decide where he stands. Yeah. If somebody says that I am with nobody, so it means that he is nobody. When he is with nobody, so then he is
No.
nobody. Yes. He himself admits that I am not a man. Yes. And then I told you that even though these two are the ornaments or jewelry of humans, but for a male, ghera must be more than haya, and for a woman, haya must be more than ghera. It doesn't mean that man may not have decency. No, he should not have that much decency where he has to speak out and he does not speak because I have haya. Whatever haya you have. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And a woman, it doesn't mean she should not have ghera. She must have ghera, but not that much to become a man. Yes, then the family affair will never go anywhere. Yeah, there will be a dispute because she has ghera more than the husband. قال Ibrahim, then Ibrahim said, فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ يَأْتِي بِالشَّمْسِ مِنَ الْمَشْرِقِ, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is causing sun to rise مِنَ الْمَشْرِقِ, from east. فَأْتِ بِهَا مِنَ الْمَغْرِبِ, so you may cause it to rise from west. فَبُهِتَ الَّذِي كَفَرَ, so the disbeliever was utterly defeated. وَاللَّهُ لَا يَهْدِي الْقَوْمَ الظَّالِمِينَ. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says he was a behaya. He could have said that, no, who told you that he is bringing out it from east? That is me. Tell him to bring it out from the west. Yes. Who will make it clear with him that what are you talking about, stupid guy? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that Allah does not guide the zalimeen to speak out, so I zipped his mouth. أَوْ كَالَّذِي مَرَّ عَلَىٰ قَرْيَةٍ, are like that one. مَرَّ عَلَىٰ قَرْيَةٍ, who passed by a town. وَهِيَ خَاوِيَةٌ عُرُوشِهَا, and it was tumbled over its roofs. It was tumbled over its roofs. قال, he said, أَنَّا يُحْيِي هَٰذِهِ اللَّهُ, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bring it to life ba'da mawtiha, after its death. How? What? How? And it means that he believed that Allah brings things to life. But he was asking about the procedure. That what is the procedure? And because he was a messenger, his name is Izra, I-Z-R-A. We call him Uzair. Yes, in New and Old Testament they call him Izra. What? Izra, I-Z-R-A. Yes, Professor? Yes. What is his name? Izra. But in Quran his name is Uzair. U-Z-A-I-R. Some people write it with O, some with U. Yes. Like Umar. Some people write it with O, some with U. قال أَنَّا يُحْيِي هَٰذِهِ اللَّهُ بَعْدَ مَوْتِهَا, that how Allah will bring it back to life بَعْدَ مَوْتِهَا, after its death. فَأَمَاتَهُ اللَّهُ مِئَةَ عَامٍ, so Allah kept him dead. Same guy. Allah kept him dead مِئَةَ عَامٍ, for 100 years. ثُمَّ بَعَثَهُ, and then he raised him up alive. Then he raised him up alive. And that's why the Jew got confused in him. And they said, like Christians, that he is the Son of God. Because for 100 years, he was nowhere. After 100 years, he came back. He was alive. And not only that, he stood close to the altar, to the Qurban Gah in Baitul Maqdis. And there he recited Torah, the book of Allah, which was totally got finished by Nebuchadnezzar, or by Nebuchadnezzar. By who? By Nebuchadnezzar. Because Nebuchadnezzar, he killed all those who were even, or who have even memorized one ayah of Torah. Because he was thinking that Torah is the source of terrorism. This is not a new story, that Quran is the source of terrorism. Yes, at that time, Nebuchadnezzar said that Torah is the source of terrorism. So as long as Torah is there, or people know Torah, terrorism will take place in one way or the other. Got it?
Yes.
So he killed all of them and he burned all the Torah, every volume. And he made it sure that nobody is there. Then when Ezra came and he recited the whole Torah, so as you know that human approach is very limited. Sometimes things go beyond their approach, so they think of the creature as creator, a reflection of the creator. So that's why they believed in him that he's son of God. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Because habitually things like that do not happen. Unhabitual, metaphysical, so that's why they thought of him that he is son of God. Isa is born, yes, unhabitual, metaphysically. So that's why the Christian said he is son of God. Yes. أو كالذي مر على قرية الأرض like update one مر على قرية who passed by a town وهي خاوية على عروشها while it was stumbled over its roofs. قال, he said, أَنَّا يُحْيِي هَذِهِ اللَّهُ, how Allah will give a new life to this city or this town بعد موتها, after its death. فَأَمَاتَهُ اللَّهُ مِئَةَ عَامٍ, so Allah kept him dead for 100 years. ثُمَّ بَعَثَهُ, and then he raised him alive. قال, so Allah said, كَمْ لَبِثْتَ, how long did you remain dead? How long did you remain dead? قال, he said, لَبِثْتُ يَوْمًا أَوْ بَعْضَ يَوْمٍ, maybe a full day or a part of day. Maybe a full day or a part of day. Because he died in the morning time, somewhere 9, 10 o'clock. And when he raised up, so that's why that was afternoon. So he was thinking that maybe this is the afternoon of the same day or the next day. So if that is of the same day, that's a part of the day. If that's the next day, so then that's one full day. Got it?
Yes.
قال, Allah said, بَلْ لَبِثْتَ مِئَةَ عَامٍ, nay, بَلْ لَبِثْتَ مِئَةَ عَامٍ, you remained dead for 100 years. فَانْظُرْ إِلَىٰ طَعَامِكَ وَشَرَابِكَ, 100 years. But at your death time, you had your food with you. And that food was fruit. And fruit was also figs. What? Figs. F-I-G. Figs. And as you know, that any fruit which has acidity a lot, yes, so it gets rotten very soon. One of that is what? The fig. Got it?
Yes.
It gets rotten very soon. And number two, he had the grape juice with him. Grape juice has the same thing. That's why sometimes it becomes wine itself. Yes, fermentation takes place naturally because of its very acids. Yes, so it gets, both of them gets rotten very soon. But in 100 years, Allah kept it as it is. Preservation. What is that? Preservation. فَانْظُرْ إِلَىٰ طَعَامِكَ, so look at your food. وَشَرَابِكَ, and your drink. لَمْ يَتَصَنَّى, they show no change. Yes, tasannuh mean no smell is coming out of that. No smell is coming out of that. And as he died, so he was riding a donkey. The donkey died as well. So his bones were, yes, around him. So Allah told him that now look at the bones of your donkey. وَانْظُرْ إِلَىٰ حِمَارِكَ, and look at your donkey. وَلِنَجْعَلَكَ, to make him and to make you. لِنَجْعَلَهُ وَلِنَجْعَلَكَ, to make him and to make you. آيَةً لِلنَّاسِ, a visible sign for people, for life after death. Visible sign for people. Visible example. Visible what? Example. وَانْظُرْ إِلَى الْعِظَامِ, and look at the bones. كَيْفَ نُنْشِزُهَا, that how we bring them together. ثُمَّ نَكْسُوهَا لَحْمًا, and then we fashion them with flesh. That look how they will be moving to each other, joining it at each other, and how we will clothe them with the flesh. So he was looking at, yes, the bones, yes, coming close to each other. Self-assembling. What? Self-assembling. That on the night of judgment, this procedure will take place. كَيْفَ نُنْشِزُهَا ثُمَّ نَكْسُوهَا لَحْمًا, that how we bring them together. Or كَيْفَ نُنْشِزُهَا, that how we move them to each other. How we move them to each other. ثُمَّ نَكْسُوهَا لَحْمًا, and then we fashion them with flesh. فَلَمَّا تَبَيَّنَا, and then when he saw it. تَبَيَّنَ mean? And when he saw it, قَالَ, he said, أَعْلَمُ أَنَّ اللَّهَ عَلَىٰ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ. So here is a hidden word, كُنْتُ أَعْلَمُ. So when you will put the kuntu in front of أَعْلَمُ, so it will give you the meaning of Mazi Istimrari or past continuous tense. قَالَ, he said, أَعْلَمُ كُنْتُ أَعْلَمُ, I had been knowing. It doesn't mean that I know not. So up till now you are not a Muslim. He was a messenger, he was a prophet. Yes? So he said, Kuntu alam, I had been knowing. But I was looking for what? Observation. I was looking for observation. Now look, most of us, yes, and most of field of our life, we believe in theories. The experts are telling things, yes, we believe in them. Yes, something we observe our own self. And something in our own field, like Fazl is here, he is in engineering, yes, so he experienced. Yes, you did experiments or not? What you were doing in school? Experiments. So through experiment, and as you know, that theory, it gives you knowledge. But your knowledge with observation is much more stronger than your knowledge with theory. And your knowledge with experiment is much more stronger than your observation. Because your observation can give you some wrong scene also. Yes or not? But experiment does not. Got it? So these are three stages. Holy Quran calls these three stages. The first one, ilmul yaqeen. The second one, ainul yaqeen. The third one, haqqul yaqeen. Theory, observation, experiment. And I give you the example that fire burns. This theory. Fire burn? Let's say that you have never seen that fire is burning things. Yes? But Daujan told you that fire burns. He gave you a theory. You believed in it. You got a knowledge that fire burns. Then you saw the fire that it burns some straw or something, or paper. So you observed it. Got it? And then you put your own finger there. So that is experiment. Yes. This knowledge of yours is much more stronger than the previous two. Is it? Or just go in it. Yeah. Experience it. Yeah. If you cannot do it, I will hold your head. Does it burn? وَإِذْ قَالَ Ibrahim, and remember when Ibrahim said, Rabbi, oh my Lord, Arini, show me. كَيْفَ تُحْيِي الْمَوْتَى, how do you give life to the dead? How do you give life to the dead? Once again, he was a believer. He was believing in that. But the word is kaifa. And kaifa is for kaifiyat. Kaifiyat means procedure. Rabbi arini kaifa tuhil mauta, oh my Lord. Arini, show me kaifa tuhil mauta. How do you give life to the dead? Qala, now look. Even though the word kaifa itself is very clear that is for procedure. He was asking for procedure. But maybe, yes, some miscreants or fasadi. Yes, he could have said later on, Ibrahim was not a true believer, ma'azallah, because he asked for that. Later on he believed. When he was asking, he was not believing in Allah that he can give life. So that's why Allah made it clear. Qala, Allah said, awalam tu'min. Do you not believe? Why Allah asked this question? Not to leave any gray area for miscreants. To say something about Ibrahim alayhi salam. Qala walam tu'min. Allah said, have you not believed? Qala bala. He said, of course I do. He said, of course I do. Qala bala walakin liyatma'inna qalbi. But I asked for the procedure to get my heart satisfied. Yes, and satisfaction is coming with observation or experiment. Observation or experiment. Got it? Or not it? Yes. Now look, we believe whatsoever Allah said and whatsoever Rasulullah said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But as I mentioned, two things of Sayyidina Ali, radiyallahu ta'ala an. Yes. So that was an observation or experiment. So you got more satisfied with the words of Allah or not? Yes. Yes, your iman become much more stronger. Got it? Even though you believe that what Allah said, that is right. What Rasulullah said, that is right. As Hakim ul-Ummat Mawlana Asif Ali Tanvi, rahmatullahi alayh, when he was asked by someone that what is iman? So in Urdu he said कि बेटा ईमान मानने का नाम है, जानने का नाम नहीं. ईमान मानने का नाम है, जानने का नाम नहीं. Iman means to believe in, not to know. Iman means to believe in. And believe in what? What Allah said. Believe in what? What Rasulullah said. At the moment it is proven that this is what Allah said. Maybe you know or you do not know, but you are bound as a Muslim to believe in. This is what Rasulullah said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You know that thing or you do not know. But for a moment, yes, that is must to believe that Rasulullah said so also, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yes, when you believe, so after that, for more satisfaction or for knowledge purpose, you will discuss it. You will ask your sheikh and he will discuss it and you will listen to. Got it? What you are doing, making yourself much more satisfied with. That's why You are tired the whole day, you worked, and now you rush to listen to the Quran of Allah and to the Hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Number one, this is the best type of ibadah. This is the best type? Ibadah. This is much more than any type of ibadah except faraiz and wajibat. Except faraiz and wajib. Faraiz and wajib, that's your duty. You must do that. Got it? But instead of doing more nafal, you have to learn the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And why it is much more than those types of ibadah? Because that ibadah is your own benefit. But this ibadah is not your own. You will learn, you will understand, you will convey to the others as well. Yes, Professor?
Yes.
That is the case. Qala bala, he said, of course I do believe, walakin liyatma'inna qalbi. But that is to make myself satisfied with. Because aql, what? Aql, he believes in why. Aql believes in why. For everything he is putting why. Why it is so. Yes, or how it is so. Got it? That's why in Sharia we are bound to put our aql behind naql. What is naql? Quran and Hadith. The moment you will put your aql in front of naql, you will lose your iman. Because he is questioning everything. That aql is, even though he knows a little, but still he is posing questions. He knows a little. Yes, and this posing question means that he knows a little. Yes. Got it or not it?
Yes.
And that's what I told you, that actually ruh and spirit, that is the king. In human structure, that is what? That is the king. This aql, what? Aql and intellect, that is subject to the ruh. That is what? Subject to the ruh. He is the prime minister. And the nafs, what? The nafs, that is the worker of the president and the prime minister. But now aql, on one way, he controlled the ruh. And on the other hand, he subjected himself to the nafs. He subjected himself to the nafs. Now nafs is telling the aql and aql is telling the ruh. Got it? Now ruh, who was a king and who is a king, but he became paralyzed. So whatever the aql is telling him, you know what I'm saying? So he is conveying the same thing. President is president, but advisors. SubhanAllah. When they talk over the president, he doesn't know what to. He is conveying only. He becomes loudspeaker only. Yes. We experience that. Yes. وَإِذْ قَالَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ رَبِّيَ الَّذِي, when Ibrahim said, "Oh my Lord, arini, show me كَيْفَ تُحْيِي الْمَوْتَى, how do you give life to dead?" قال, Allah said, "أَوَلَمْ تُؤْمِنْ, have you not believed in?" قال بَلَى, he said, "Of course I do. وَلَكِنْ لِيَطْمَئِنَّ قَلْبِي, but this is to make my heart satisfied with." قال فَخُذْ أَرْبَعَةً مِنَ الطَّيْرِ. Now, how Sahaba were doing things you cannot imagine, because they did not subject themselves to aql. They were in love with Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So whatever Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, they never made any if and buts. When you are in love with someone, yes, so you are not reasoning with. Yes, he said jump into the well, so you jump. Is it so or not? Have you ever involved in love or not? Just ask Naveed. Naveed, have you ever got in love? Yes, this is life, things happening. Yes, then the young boy, he is not listening to his own parents. Does he? No. Say, he does not. Why? Because love does not believe in compromises, ifs and buts and reasoning and why and how. Yes, love is only love. And that's what our Allama said, Fazl. कि अक्ल अय्यार है, सब बेस बना लेती है. Aql is cunning. What is it? Aql is aql ayyar hai, सब बेस बना, सब नहीं, सब 100. Yes, got it? He's chameleon. He's changing his shapes. Yes. Aql is what? Chameleon. Yes. कि अक्ल अय्यार है, he's cunning. So बेस बना लेती है. He's changing shapes. Shell itself, when there is open himself. कि अक्ल अय्यार है, सब बेस बना लेती है. इश्क बेचारा न शायर है, न मुल्ला न हकीम. That love is neither a poet to make things, nor a mullah to make things, nor a philosopher to make things. Yes, ishq, love, that is not a philosopher, not a mullah, not a shair. He jumps. What a beautiful shair. Huh? Fair, repeat it. न शायर है, न मुल्ला, न हकीम. कि अक्ल अय्यार है, सब बेस बना लेती है. इश्क बेचारा न शायर है, न मुल्ला, न हकीम. Yes, and that was the case when Allah says कि बेखतर कूद पड़ा आतिश नमरूद में इश्क. This was love with Allah that Ibrahim jumped into the fire. Yes, if he was using his aql, yes, was he able to jump into the fire? So what are you doing? No. कि बेखतर कूद पड़ा आतिश नमरूद में इश्क. आकल है महवे तमाशाए लबे बाम अभी. आकल है महवे तमाशाए लबे बाम अभी. Aql was standing there on the rooftop. He was looking at the scene. Should I or not? And Ashok jumped into the fire. Yes, he left Aql behind and he jumped into the fire. Got it?
Yes.
وَإِذْ قَالَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ رَبِّ أَرِنِي كَيْفَ تُحْيِي الْمَوْتَى قَالَ أَوَلَمْ تُؤْمِنْ. You wrote it? قَالَ أَوَلَمْ تُؤْمِنْ. So you will tell your father that I am reading Urdu now. Huh? Sometimes he listens to others or not. You tell him. So what he says, that you are in good hands or not? Okay. وَإِذْ قَالَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ رَبِّ أَرِنِي, O my Lord, show me كَيْفَ تُحْيِي الْمَوْتَى. How do you give life to dead? قَالَ, Allah said, أَوَلَمْ تُؤْمِنْ. Have you not believed? قَالَ, he said, Bala, of course I do. وَلَكِنْ لِيَطْمَئِنَّ قَلْبِي, but only to make myself or my heart satisfied. قَالَ فَخُذْ أَرْبَعَةً مِنَ الطَّيْرِ. Now look, whatever I am telling you, so most of the time I am giving you philosophical examples only to make you satisfied. Otherwise, what Quran says, that's our belief. Yes, but the moment I speak it philosophically, so you say, Subhanallah. Yes, because your aql becomes satisfied with it. قَالَ فَخُذْ أَرْبَعَةً مِنَ الطَّيْرِ. So Allah said, فَخُذْ أَرْبَعَةً مِنَ الطَّيْرِ. Take 4 birds. فَصُرْهُنَّ إِلَيْكَ, and cause them to incline towards you. Yes, habitate them with you. Yes, tame them with you. Tame them with you. And as you know, that pets, those who are having pets, so they are that much tame, they say, no! Yes, so he jumps towards him. Yeah. Got it? Yes. Because I'm walking in my area, and here, as you know, that most of the people, they have dogs, big and small and things like that. Sometimes they are holding the rope, sometimes without rope. Yes, and it doesn't mean their dogs are very trained dogs. They are not saying anything. But I have a fear only of their saliva because of my dress. Then I will change my dress. So that's why, yes, I come down to the road from the footpath. If the dog a little bit, and the owner says, no, yes. So he goes back. Yes. Tamed. What? Tamed. Yes. قَالَ فَخُذْ أَرْبَعَةً مِنَ الطَّيْرِ. فَخُذْ أَرْبَعَةً مِنَ الطَّيْرِ. So take 4 birds, fasurhunna ilayka, and cause them tamed towards yourself. Yes, and here is a idmaj. Summa zbahhunna, summa khluthunna. Then slaughter them and mix them with each other. Mix their meat with each other. Hold their heads in your hand. Yes, and their meat, put it on all these mountains of your area, on the hilltops. Got it? فَخُذْ أَرْبَعَةً مِّنَ الطَّيْرِ فَصُرْهُنَّ إِلَيْكَ ثُمَّ اجْعَلْ, and then put عَلَى كُلِّ جَبَلٍ مِّن جِبَالِ أَرْضِكَ, on every hilltop of your area, مِنْهُنَّ, from their meat, جُزْءًا, a portion. ثُمَّ ادْعُهُنَّ, and then call them the way you were calling them towards yourself when they were alive. ثُمَّ ادْعُهُنَّ, and then call them towards yourself. يَأْتِينَكَ سَعْيًا, and they will come to you in haste, so they will rush to you. You will see the particles that they will be rushing towards you. And every particle will go to its own head. You know what I'm saying? Ibrahim did it, and he was saying yes. And suddenly 4 birds, they started flying. وَعَلَمْ أَنَّ اللَّهَ عَزِيزٌ حَكِيمٌ, and know that Allah is almighty and all-wise, almighty, so he can do that. But all-wise, he does not do it in this world, he will do it on the day of judgment. Every day he cannot show a show that, come on, today the show of Qiyamah. Yes, yeah, trailer. Today's what? Come to the, where? To the Hollywood. Yes. What the area is called? They are making the movies there. Universal Studio. They had come to the studio to have a trailer of Qiyamah. So Allah said, I don't do that every day. Yes. وَعَلَمْ أَنَّ اللَّهَ عَزِيزٌ حَكِيمٌ. So Aziz means he has the might and the power. But Hakim, his wisdom is that he does not do that in this world. Yes, he will do that in the coming world. مَثَلُ الَّذِينَ يُنْفِقُونَ أَمْوَالَهُمْ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. So now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke about Tawheed. Got it? And he spoke about life after death. Yes. But where we were there in the subject of Qital and Jihad. The story of the children of Israel. That was story related to what? To jihad and fight. And as I told you, that jihad need or qital need expenses. It need what? That's why a nation which is fighting a lot, their iqtisad or their economics are very weak. Because they are spending a lot of their money in what? In the war. Got it?
Yes.
So there is 2 W's. One W stands for what? The other one for welfare. Got it?
Yes.
So a warring state will never become a welfare state. Warring state will never become a welfare state. Now, we in Pakistan side and they on India side, we are spending most of our budget on what? On the weapons. On what? That's another W. That's a third W. You know what I'm saying? That's why we are not becoming a welfare state. Yes, got it? Warring state, they are security state. When a state is security state, he will never become a welfare state. Yes, Professor? Is it true? Yes, yes. مَثَلُ الَّذِينَ يُنْفِقُونَ أَمْوَالَهُمْ. The likeness of those يُنْفِقُونَ أَمْوَالَهُمْ who spend their wealth فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. كَمَثَلِ حَبَّةٍ, that is as the likeness of a grain. أَنْبَتَتْ سَبْعَ سَنَابِلَ, it grows 7 years. It grows 7 years. Khosha, yes. We call it in Persian, khosha. In Pashto, we call it wage. What do we call? Wage. You call it waje. Yes. كمثل حبة أنبتت سبع سنابل في كل سنبلة مئة حبة. In each year there are 100 grains. So now it was 1 grain became 700. وَاللَّهُ يُضَاعِفُ لِمَنْ يَشَاءُ. Allah gives manifold increase to whom He pleases. يُضَاعِفُ. It doesn't mean that He doubles. He manifold it. So from 7 to 1400 to 2100 to 2800, just go like this. Depend how sincere the person is. How sincerely he gives and spends what he gives and spends. Got it? Yes. Wallahu yuzaifu liman yasha wallahu wasi'un alim. And Allah is all sufficient and all knower. Allazina yunfiquna amwalahum fi sabilillah. Those who spend their wealth in the cause of Allah. Summa la yutbi'una ma anfaqu mannan. And then do not follow up their gifts with reminders of their generosity. Summa la yutbi'una ma anfaqu. And then they do not put behind their spending. Mannan wala azan. Mannan wala azan, reminder of generosity. Yes, showing his ihsan to the person concerned. Yes, for example, you helped me sometime and later on you became upset with me and in front of people, you are putting me down. At that time when you were in trouble, how I helped you? So why would it help you if I have reminding you? Yes, or I gave you at that time $100. Yes, does it make sense? A sensible man, he will mention whatever good he has done with someone. ثُمَّ لَا يُتْبِعُونَ مَا أَنفَقُوا مَنًّا وَلَا أَذًى. ثُمَّ لَا يُتْبِعُونَ مَا أَنفَقُوا. And then they do not put behind their infaq and spending mannan, any reminder of generosity, وَلَا أَذًى, or any other injury, or wala azan, this azar, even though that is in the meaning of harm, but here the harm does not make sense. So wala azan, nor he exploit him, nor he exploits him later on. Because some people, they are giving some help to someone, but later on times, they are using those people. Yes?
Yes.
You have given them what you are given for the good cause of Allah. Why you are exploiting them now? Yes? And why you do expect from them? Yes? Because you have not given them that pre-compensation. That later on you will work for me. That was either sadaqah or zakat or whatever you have given to them. So that was for the cause of Allah. You know, for the good pleasure of Allah. You gave it and you got the pleasure. You gave it. The contract is done. Yeah. Whatever you are doing now, that's interest. That's extra. Because contract is done. Got it? ثُمَّ لَا يُتْبِعُونَ. If they on their own are giving you some help or favor, that is something else. Yes, but based on that sadaqah or charity of yours, you should not exploit them. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the second wahy which came to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The first one, as you know, that was a Travis Perabik al-Ladhi Khala. But after 6 months, the second wahy, these are the first 6 ayat of Surah Al-Muddathir. Ya ayyuhal muddathir qum fa'anzir. So there Allah said, wala tamnun tastaksir. Never do ihsan and kindness to somebody you are looking for more exploitation than. Look, that was the second. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his personality was built up by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in such a way. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was giving to people millions and millions. Has he ever mentioned anything? No. Never in lifetime he has ever mentioned anything. Otherwise, whatever was coming, yes, So he was giving it to the people. As I told you, that 90,000 dinar came at once from Bahrain. And in between Asr and Maghrib, he distributed all 90,000 dinar. 1 dinar is almost 14 grams of what? Gold. Got it? Got it? Yes. Whatever came from Khaybar, from Banu Qurayza, from Banu Nazir, from all these areas, from Hunayn, yes. He gave it to the people. He gave it to the people. He sought some help at the time of Hunayn from Abu Sufyan, from Safwan ibn Umayyah. They were not Muslims at that time. Yes, Safwan ibn Umayyah. Prophet ﷺ asked him, Safwan, you will help us with some weapons? Yes. With some money, with some rides. So the only question, Safwan was not a Muslim at that time. Later on he became Muslim. But he said that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, extortion or borrow? You know extortion?
Yes.
What is extortion? Taking something by force. Yes, extortion or borrow. Prophet ﷺ said, but borrow. He said, okay. So he gave it. Abu Sufyan also gave it. When Prophet ﷺ received lot of spoils of war therefrom, yes, so he said, he separated 100 camels. He said, Abu Sufyan, take it. He took it. But still he was at that time he was not a Muslim, so he did not have content. Yes. So he was looking at these thousands and thousands of cattle and lot of wealth and things. So Prophet ﷺ gave him another 100. Still he was looking. He completed 400. Yeah, now take it. He said, all for me? Prophet ﷺ said, all for you. So he said, by God, I have seen Kisra and Qaisar of Rome and Persian Empire. The king cannot do that. For sure you are the messenger of Allah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Got it? That only a messenger can do that. That is the case. Yes. Then Sayyidina Abu Bakr, Sayyidina Umar, he received millions and billions of dinars and properties and wealth and cattle and weapons and everything. And some Sahaba told him that we should keep some in the national exchequer. He said no. Rasulullah ﷺ said that Allah has not sent me a collector. Allah has sent me a distributor. Yes, what a beautiful word. Allah has not sent me a collector. Allah has sent me a distributor. And the same thing, Umar ibn Abdul Aziz later on in Banu Umayyah. He was the pious Khalifa. Yes, so he did the same thing. He said that I want, yes, to use the broom in the national exchequer. Yes, if in any corner there is any 1 dinar to come out to give it to someone. He said, give to the people, then they will bring it to you. And that was the case. At a time came, yes, in the very beginning, completely nothing was there in the exchequer. He distributed the whole wealth to the general public. That have your life, take it. You know what I'm saying? And then that was a time when a guy was standing in hundreds of people that this is a bag full of dinars, this is zakat money, if anybody is Islamically eligible for. So all people were saying, we don't need any zakat. We are not eligible for zakat. So where he was taking it? Exchequer. That government should think of that. So Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, he said to his secretaries that, look, I told you. Yes, that make people economically, they will make you an exchequer. Yes, you are making them poor and collecting in exchequer. I said, what is this? This is not the concept of Islam. This is not the concept given by Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Wa sallallahu ta'ala khair. Ya Allah. You have some people.
87.
87. That is good.